Okay, Carol. So as we know amongst the expat community, Spain is a destination that a lot of people want to come to. The cities are incredible. It's a diverse country. It has a lot of culture. Places like Valencia are becoming super popular with digital nomads. Barcelona's always been a hot spot. Madrid is also booming. But for those of us who have gone through the process, we know that as amazing as Spain is as a country to live in, the bureaucracy is notorious. It is notoriously difficult to get stuff done sometimes in Spain. So we're going to go through today some of the questions that people may have and tips to really help them try and navigate this process. I think the first place we can start off with this conversation is discussing the different visa options available. So for someone who's thinking about coming to Spain, what are the options in terms of how to get here and with the visas?
Yes, there are many visas in Spain that vary according to one's purpose. So it should be taken into account that all resident visas have very specific requirements, and that in addition to documentary evidence of each one, most visas require economic evidence that the applicant will be able to continue to support himself here in Spain. So either through a work contract, for example, or through his own income. So it's very important to be well informed about all of the requirements of the visa before doing an application. So you should all look for a company or a lawyer or a consultancy firm that can advise you and provide all the information that is necessary for the application, and to really see if it's the visa that you think about, that it's the best fit for you, is really the best fit for you. Because sometimes we think that it is, but when we talk to a specialist and we see that we don't have all the requirements necessary for the application, so maybe you will be losing your time. So I always advise you to have a lot and look for right information before applying for a visa in Spain, because sometimes it's trickier than we can imagine.
And can you tell us, in your experience, what are the most common visas that people use
Yes, right
relocate
now,
to Spain?
I think that one of the most common visas in Spain is the called residence permit for a family member of a EU citizen, which, as the name says, it's for the non-European family member of an EU citizens, and it gives the family of the EU citizen the right to live and also to work here in Spain for 5 years. And this is so great that everybody wants this visa because it's for 5 years, so it's a long time, and you can keep renewing it as long as you maintain your family member that it's European. So if you are married to a family, to a European citizen, and you keep the marriage, you can keep renewing the residency permit here in Spain. So this is the star resident permit here in Spain. Everybody wants it, but not everybody has a family member that is European, right? So another resident permit that we work a lot is the non-lucrative visa. I think you have heard of it, Alexia. That is for people that are retired, or sometimes people that live from their own income, okay, and they want to live in Spain, but they don't really need to work here in Spain. Okay, so it's a resident permit for people that don't need to work in Spain. Okay, and first you have a residency permit for 1 year. Okay, if you prove that you have the economic means to live here for 1 year, and after you can keep renewing it every 2 years. Okay, of course, you have always to prove that you maintain your economic means to live in Spain without working. Okay.
Without working.
And another visa that I think most of you have heard of about is the golden visa. Okay. And one of the most famous options is the one that you purchase a property here in Spain of at least 500,000 euros. So once you have this property and
Mm-hmm.
it's registered in your name, you can start the application. Of course, there are other documents that needs to be presented, like criminal records, and you need also to prove that you have economic means together with the property, so that you can prove that you have means to live here in Spain. And it's good
Mm-hmm.
because it's a residence permit for 3 years, okay, and you can always keep renewing it as long as you have the property here in Spain. If you sell it, you can't have the golden visa anymore, okay. You need to maintain the investment here in the country.
And for someone who is maybe an entrepreneur or a freelancer or a remote worker, what is the best way of
Yes,
them getting
for
into Spain?
entrepreneur, we have also a specific visa, the entrepreneur visa. Okay, but it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be analyzed by administration. We have to prepare a business plan. Okay, and really show that the business is innovative. Okay, and that is good for Spain. So we need to have a very good business plan
Mm-hmm.
so the administration can approve it. Okay. So it's not that
Mm-hmm.
easy to planify all of
Yeah.
this and to have this business plan the way that it should be, but it's not impossible. We have worked with entrepreneurs and it has been approved, and it's just a little extra work with the business plan and to show that the activity is innovative in Spain. Yes, of course, digital nomads
Mm-hmm.
can plan to live and work now in Spain also, and but there are specific requirements as yeah.
We're gonna come back to it. For those listening at home, the Spanish government hasn't really released that much information as of yet about the details of the visa. So the minute we know more, we're going to do a deep dive, not only into how to get the visa, but also the tax situation surrounding the digital nomad visa. It's questions that we're getting asked frequently. We're listening to you. We're just waiting for some more information. So we'll do a separate video on that. But thanks, Carol. That gives us a good idea of the options that
Okay.
are out there. Yeah. Okay, Carol. So my second question for you is, what is the NIE document, and how do we
Okay,
get
so the
a NIE
NIE, it's a
document?
personal and an essential number to carry out here in Spain. It's a tax identification number and it's required for many procedures. There is the temporary NIE that is normally used by foreigners that wants to purchase a property here in Spain, okay? But it's temporary. And there is the NIE that it's linked
Mhm.
to a residency permit to live or to work here in Spain. So, if you have a residency permit approved here in Spain, you will get this NI number, okay? But up until then,
Mhm.
you can't get this number linked to a residency permit. Okay, so you have these two options, or
Mhm.
the temporary need for you to do bureaucratic things in Spain, such as purchasing a property, or you have the need that it's linked to a residency permit that will be granted to you after you have the approval of the application of the visa.
And how does a person get a NIA? Is there a process? Do they need to apply for it?
Yes,
How
this
do you get
temporary
one?
one, if you are interested to having it just for 3 months to purchase a property here in Spain, for example, you can get it by a power of attorney. Okay, so if you get a lawyer,
Mhm.
you sign it and you have a lawyer that can get this NIE for you here in Spain, great, okay. But or you have the possibility also to apply for this NIE at the consulate of the country, the Spanish consulate of the country that you live, okay. It's faster if you do it by power of attorney, okay, with a lawyer here from Spain. This
Mhm.
is for the temporary need. Okay.
Mhm.
And for the one linked with a residency permit, first you need to see which visa is the best fit for you. do the application. Okay, the application usually, there are two ways to do the application. One way is to apply also at the consulate. For example, the non-lucrative visa, it can be only done the application at the Spanish consulate of the country that the applicant lives legally. Okay. But there are other types of visa, for example, the golden visa that you can apply here from Spain, and the application is done digitally. That's very nice. So it usually is much faster because of that. And the administration, in the case of the golden visa, has 20 days to approve it. Okay. So usually you have these two possibilities, or depends on the visa. You can do the application at the country of origin, or you can do it here in Spain, and a lawyer with a digital certificate can do the application for you.
Okay, perfect. My next question is about Social Security. Okay, so is it necessary to register with Social Security
Yes,
here
if
in
you
Spain?
move to Spain to work, okay, for work purpose, you must register and contribute to Social Security monthly, okay? And contributing to the system gives you access to many benefits here in Spain, such as healthcare, public healthcare, and, for example, maternity leave. And you must obtain the social security number to participate in the social security system of Spain. Okay, but Spain doesn't have the most straightforward bureaucracy. And so navigating through it is more complicated than it needs to be. But in general, okay, in order to request this security number, you must have a residency permit here in Spain. Okay. And of course, a work contract. Okay, if you are hired by a company, you need to prove that you have this contract to apply for the social security number. Okay, and but if you are self-employed, you will also need to apply for a registration as a self-employed with the social security authorities, and of course, pay the taxes as such.
Next question is about health insurance. Okay, so is health insurance essential here in Spain? And what are the steps to
Yes,
register for
usually
health
for
insurance?
expats, it's pretty essential because most of the applications, the visa applications, request that the person has the private health insurance here in Spain. Okay, so golden visa, non-lucrative visa, all of them requires that the applicant has the private insurance here in Spain. So you should probably contact one of the companies, or you can talk to your lawyer, the firm that has been helping you, and get a referral, okay, of a good company that can do all the process and purchase the private health insurance, even if you are not here in Spain, because probably you would need it for the application.
Question number 5 I've got for you is about opening a bank account in Spain. So, just to give people an idea, how easy is it for a foreigner to open up a bank account? And yeah, just give us a little bit of an
Yes, this is
overview
tricky
of this.
because to open a bank account here in Spain, it depends a lot on the country of origin. Okay. So if you are an European citizen, for example, usually it's easier to open a bank account at any bank here in Spain. Okay. But if you are not European, sometimes there will be an extra step, like a process of sending more documents to the bank, okay, that will analyze the origin of the money. Actually, in general, nowadays, all banks are requesting a lot of documents, not only from European, but
Yeah.
non-European. And it's good to have a professional here from Spain that can help you through this process and with the communication with the bank, okay? Because usually bank people that work in the bank here in Spain, they speak Spanish, okay? So it's good for you to have someone that you trust to to guide you and to help you with all the documents that needs to be delivered to the bank, and so you can have the bank account open and activated here in Spain as fast as possible. But really, be prepared, because sometimes the banks will ask for documents and they will want to see where the money is coming, where your money is coming from.
Okay, so my next question is based off your comment of you said obviously the people who work in the banks here speak Spanish. So that takes me to challenges that expats normally
Yeah.
face during this process. Okay, so language is obviously a big one. What are some of the obstacles or challenges that people can expect when they
Yes,
are
the
doing this
bureaucracy.
process?
The bureaucracy is hard, and sometimes you can have a favorable resolution very fast here in Spain, but it will take more time for you to have your residency card, because, for example, there is a procedure here in Spain that it's called the fingerprinting procedure, that it's called toma de huellas in Spanish. So after you have a favorable resolution, the lawyers or you can have to make an appointment at the police station to make the fingerprint procedure, so they can do your residency card, the physical card. And sometimes this appointment, depending on the city that you live, it takes months. So sometimes it's faster to get the favorable resolution, but it will take like 2 or 3 months for you to have your card, you know. So that's important information, because you need to have people that you trust and that can help you, because you need to get this appointment as fast as possible, and you need to deliver specific forms, and it's bureaucratic, you know. It takes time, and it's step by step that all the procedures are
Yeah.
done. It is possible, but you need to be prepared that sometimes it will take longer than you expected.
Yeah, and what tips can you give people to make this process as
As
smooth as
smooth as
possible?
possible, yes, you need to have someone that you trust by yourself and that knows how the bureaucracy works here in Spain. Okay, that can speak Spanish.
Hmm.
It's very important to have someone with you that can speak Spanish, so the person can understand the laws and the requirements and the forms, and to make the appointments. So it's important to have someone local
Yeah.
to help you and to guide you throughout the process. And I think trust is the key. You need to have someone you trust, so you can have this process done as smoothly as possible.
Perfect. What are the consequences of not having all the necessary paperwork?
Yeah,
So,
bad news.
if you're applying for a visa, bad news. Okay, so can you just give people an idea of paperwork that you should be keeping in mind? Because obviously, if you don't have the correct paperwork, then the
Yeah.
process doesn't happen at all. So, generally, what are the documents that people should be
Yeah, like the visa
looking for?
application may be denied, of course, if all the documentation is not properly prepared according to the requirements. And the main requirements for documentation are that the foreign documents must be legalized or apostilled, okay? According to the country of origin, it has to be legalized, or it needs to be to have the apostille of Haya. And it also
Mhm.
needs to be, all the documents that are foreign needs to be translated to Spanish by a sworn translator in Spain. Okay, the consequence of
Mhm.
not having this documentation is having the visa denied, of course, sometimes because it does not have the apostille, or because the translation was not done correctly. And sometimes there's small things that will get in the way of your dream. So it's very important that these documents
Mhm.
are really legalized, apostilled, and translated. Okay, these are minor mistakes, but they happen all the time.
So getting a good translator, someone reputable, is
Yeah,
is
like a
really
sworn
essential. Yeah.
translator that it's called here in Spain. It's not any translator, it has to
Yeah.
be sworn in Spain.
So how does someone ensure that the translator that they are using is actually a sworn translator?
Yes,
Is there a
yes,
way of
there's
checking
an official
references?
list of the government online. So if you write on Google sworn translator in Spain, you will see like official website from Spain with the translator that are shown here all over the world, and also their contacts. So it's pretty straightforward. It's easy to check.
And then what are the costs? If we can just tap in a little bit roughly, you don't have to go into exact details, but ballpark figures. What are the costs associated with obtaining the necessary paperwork in Spain? And are there any hidden fees that people should be aware of?
So the cost depends on the visa that the expat will apply. For example, the cost of the administrative fees for the golden visa applicants in Spain is 73 more or less euros, okay, which is payable at the time of the applications. So usually when you do the application, when you submit the application, you already pay the fee. Also, you have to pay the fee for the residency card, the one that I told you, that it's the physical one. You also pay a fee that it's more or less 16 euros. Okay. So the fees are published on the administration website of Spain. Okay, but if you hire a lawyer to guide you, he will tell you all the fees that you need to pay for the application.
And then, Carol, just final words. How can expats deal with the unexpected delays or complications in the paperwork process? And what are their options if they encounter roadblocks? So how can people just navigate this process and basically pass
Yes,
any
of
words
course.
of
I think
wisdom?
that if the delay is longer than provided by law, because depending on the type of visa, the timing for the resolution is different. Okay, so you need always to check if it's taking longer than is established in the law. And the person that has been hired to help you through it needs to tell you about these deadlines, because if it takes longer, okay, it needs to analyze the feasibility of an appeal, because it's possible to appeal and to really check why the administration is taking longer than it should, okay, and to really verify if all the documents that were submitted were correct at the time of the initial request. Okay, because sometimes if it's taking longer than it should be, sometimes it's good to check if all the documents that were submitted were correct, and if you make an appeal, you can correct some type of mistake that possibly was made before. If I can give you some light here, is that you really check all the documents, okay, that you need to submit in your application, okay, and you really need to be sure that the visa that you chose is the right one for you. Okay, so you can have your residency permit as fast as possible, and you can live in Spain sooner than you can imagine.
Thank you so much, Carol. I really do appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. And we have exciting news for the listeners at home. So we have partnered with the team at Talenom in the Spain branch to offer her Expat Life members a free 15-minute consultation, as well as 10% discount on all services in Spain. So if you are a female entrepreneur, expat, digital nomad, please head to our website, herexpatlife.com, to register for our membership program and get access to not only this discount with Talenom, but also exclusive price packages to some of the best co-working, co-living, and luxury resorts internationally. So our membership program is expanding, and if our listeners jump onto our website and register, they can really benefit from this. And the Talenom Spain team is waiting to help everybody, not only with visas and bureaucracy, but a whole list of services. So thank you so much, Carol, and your team. We're very excited about this partnership. And for those listening at home, if you have any questions whatsoever about starting your life here in Spain, please drop some questions in the comments below, and we will follow up with some videos helping you to unpack and uncover the information that you need necessary. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you can get the latest notifications on the news that we are bringing you. make sure to visit herexpatlife.com to register for our membership program. Make sure to follow us on social media. And we've also linked the Talenom team's social media accounts at the bottom of this video. So please do get into contact with them. They are a great team. Most of the team are also expats, so they have been through what you are going through. They not only understand it from a legal perspective, but also from a personal perspective, the frustrations of going through bureaucracy and all of the loopholes and things that we need to do. So we're really excited about this partnership, and we will keep bringing you videos about everything related to starting your life here in Spain. And like Carol and I mentioned earlier, we are just waiting for the latest information on the digital nomad visa, and we will definitely jump onto a video and bring you the latest information on that. So with that, I'd like to thank you again, Carol. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
And we
See
will
you
chat to
soon.
you soon.